History is littered with pivotal moments where a single misstep or a monumental blunder changed the course of fortunes, sometimes on an epic scale. Today, we delve into the 10 dumbest mistakes in history, counting down from the least to the most financially devastating blunders. Prepare to be astounded by the sheer scale of human folly and the lessons these mistakes offer. Starting our countdown at number 10, a mistake so basic it defies belief. Michael Harrell's bank robbery note written on his own pay stub. In 1996, Harrell attempted to rob a bank, but in his haste, used a demand note that had his name and employer printed right on it. An immediate arrest and a complete failure of basic criminal planning. His loss? Freedom. At number 9, we have security guard Alexander Vasilyev, who, in a moment of utter boredom, decided to enhance a priceless painting. While guarding a $1 million avant-garde painting by Anna Leporskaya, Vasilyev took a ballpoint pen and drew eyes on the faceless figures. The estimated damage and restoration costs, potentially hundreds of thousands, if not more, to a masterpiece. Number 8 is a near catastrophe that could have cost Pixar millions. Toy Story 2 was almost entirely deleted by accident. A faulty command nearly wiped 90% of the film's production files from Pixar servers. Thanks to animation director Galen Sussman, who had a backup on her home computer, years of work and millions of dollars were saved from oblivion. A reminder to always back up your work. At number 7, a classic tale of miscommunication in the most critical of fields. NASA's Mars Climate Orbiter lost due to a unit mix-up. In 1999, the $125 million spacecraft burned up in Mars' atmosphere because one engineering team used imperial units while another used metric units for navigation data. A fundamental error costing a fortune and years of scientific effort. Coming in at number 6, a modern tragedy of lost riches. James Howells throws away a hard drive containing 7,500 Bitcoin. In 2013, Howells accidentally discarded a hard drive containing the private keys to 7,500 Bitcoin. At its peak value, that fortune was worth hundreds of millions of dollars, now buried in a landfill. An unfathomable loss for a single individual. At number 5, a maritime disaster that highlights the cost of negligence. The MS Herald of Free Enterprise sinks after bow doors left open. In 1987, the roll-on roll-off ferry capsized shortly after leaving port, leading to the deaths of 193 people. The cause? An assistant bosun fell asleep, and vital bow doors were left open, allowing water to flood the car deck. A tragic loss of life and a massive financial impact on the company. Number 4 brings us to a corporate titan's colossal misjudgment. Kodak leadership rejects digital camera innovation invented by Steve Sasson. In 1975, Kodak engineer Steve Sasson invented the first self-contained digital camera. But Kodak's leadership, fearful of cannibalizing their lucrative film business, suppressed the technology. This decision cost them billions in market share and ultimately led to bankruptcy, demonstrating a profound failure to adapt. At number 3, a missed opportunity of epic proportions. Blockbuster CEO John Antioco rejects Netflix's offer. In 2000, Netflix's Reed Hastings offered to sell his fledgling company to Blockbuster for $50 million. Antioco scoffed at the offer, viewing it as a niche business. Blockbuster filed for bankruptcy in 2010, while Netflix became a multi-billion-dollar streaming giant. A decision that cost Blockbuster potentially hundreds of billions in market value. Our runner-up at number 2 is the catastrophic merger of AOL and Time Warner. Announced in 2000, this $165 billion merger was the largest in history, intended to combine old and new media. Instead, it was a clash of cultures and business models. Within 2 years, it led to a staggering $99 billion write-down, one of the biggest losses in corporate history, nearly collapsing both entities. And the dumbest, most financially devastating mistake in history at number 1, Yahoo CEO Terry Semel rejects the opportunity to acquire Google. In the early 2000s, Yahoo had multiple chances to acquire Google for a relatively modest sum, potentially as low as $1 million in 1998 and later for a few billion. Semel and Yahoo's board repeatedly said no. Google is now valued at trillions of dollars. This wasn't just a missed opportunity, it was handing away the future of the internet. From minor oversights to catastrophic corporate decisions, these stories serve as powerful reminders of the profound impact of our choices. May we learn from these epic blunders and strive for a wiser future.